Get your tickets, refill your soda, and grab the popcorn. It's time for On the Road Reviews. With your host, Justin Sharp. On-the-spot reviews of the latest movies in your backyard. Action, horror, romance, comedy, fantasy. It's all up for grabs. Hey moviegoers, this is Justin Sharp with Local TV4. Welcome to another DVD review. Tonight we have Ed again. He's going to be cooking for us again. We are looking forward to it. Got Josh. And we have Kevin Baker. Doesn't that disturb you at all?
What, this?
Yeah.
He's cuddly.
See that's what I told people. That's what I told Isaac, but he had to freak out on me.
Hey, I was told that I was cuddly, but yeah.
Well, they lied.
Yes, I know.
So Ed, what are we having tonight?
Well, we had... Hey, what happened there? What happened to all of it?
I was over there. I have no idea what happened over here.
Baker.
Wasn't me?
Justin. Well, it wasn't me. I was cooking.
I haven't had any of it. What was it?
This is called baba ganoush. It's an Indian dish. It is a sister dip to hummus. It's made with eggplant instead of chickpeas, and some tahini and some lemon juice and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That was the appetizer, or was the appetizer.
The little bit of this and a little bit of that is the stuff that we can't tell you is in it.
We're going to have some, well, this is not cooked yet. This is in the raw form of garlic bread with fresh mozzarella. And...
Smile.
It's like an evil cooking show.
Wait for it. And raviolis that are not quite done yet, so I don't want to show them off yet. I will present the plate here in a few minutes. But these raviolis are made from scratch with a lot of tender loving care from yours truly.
And rage.
And what?
Rage. Well, that's the reason. That's the reason why Ed doesn't have love for anything else. It all goes into his cooking. He doesn't have, you know, those human emotions to spare on other things like people or kittens or puppies.
What we have here is homemade raviolis. Raviolis dough is made from scratch. Eggs, flour, some more of the TLC that I love to put into my food. Marinara started last night at 7 o'clock. Slow cooked, put in the refrigerator, and put back on the stove this morning so that all the flavors can incorporate. And of course some garlic bread with some mozzarella. And the salad that everybody scarfed down.
And it's delicious.
Another satisfied customer.
And the movie tonight that we're reviewing is the 25th anniversary edition of SCARFACE. Not quite Italian, but close enough it's Cuban.
Now why not?
It's about mafiosos, so, you know.
There's Italians in the mafia.
There's Italians in the mafia. Understatement of the millennium. Wait, hold on. There's Italians in the mafia?
Really?
Bread makes you fat?
Okay, Scarface. Josh, you've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it a million times, so why don't we get Kevin's opinion first? I know I don't want to put you on the spotlight in the hot seat. That's why I'm talking and leading
blah,
up.
Blah, blah,
so
blah,
that way
blah,
by the time I'm...
Blah, 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 blah. Wait a second. Isaac, where are you at? Oh, you're not here? Blah, 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 blah,
I swear to God, Ed.
It was Pacino. Okay? And Pacino is the man. As far as I'm concerned. Pacino and De Niro You know, and anybody short of Joe Pesci cannot do it. It's good. It's a really good movie, and I recommend it to everybody, especially the ones that are old school.
Especially children.
Especially the ones that are old school, but not to the kids, because we don't want the kids doing this.
It's one of those movies that you have to see because it's so iconic, but also because it's spawned so much stuff that came after it. You know, how many, you know, there's not a rap artist that's ever been talking about their album that hadn't said that they were inspired by Scarface. Everybody wants to be Scarface. The entire Grand Theft Auto Vice City game is based on Scarface. Where was Surprise during all this?
This is actually the first time I've seen this movie all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces.
It's a 35-year-old movie. It's the first. You're how old?
26.
Okay.
But see, now it meets the bucket list of movies, which is ever growing.
Okay.
Anyway, I've always known of Scarface, and I know that it's an iconic movie. While it's not my usual cup of tea, I can see why it has such a fan base. It is very iconic. So many catchphrases are drawn from this movie, and like Ed was saying, so many movies are drawn from...
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend!
Al Pacino, as expected, always puts out a good performance, and this movie is no exception. I enjoyed it because I enjoy his performances. He puts his all into every role that he takes on. It's one of those movies, like Ed was saying, that every supposed movie guru should see at least once. Because it's one of those that's going to be around and people are going to be quoting it for a very long time. It's one of those staples in movie history.
Pacino is always good at what he does. He learns and he does his roles so drastically that you cannot hate him. And if he's playing a role where you have to hate him, he does it so bad that you have to hate him. Look at The Devil's Advocate. He was the demon himself. And he just was... I hated him. But at the end of the movie, you have to love him. Just like here on this movie 35 years ago. He just did it. That's why I like him. He's told to do something, he does it. And he does the best thing that he can.
Scarface is one of those quintessential films that absolutely needs to be seen. Not just by 80s fans or cult classic fans, but all around movie buffs in general. While initial response to the original film was mixed, usually harping on the violence, drug use, and bad language, it became a cult classic, and it's easy to see why. Scarface was and is a modern-day tragedy. It tells the story of a man who goes from having nothing to having everything and then losing it all again. Tony Montana is introduced as a refugee who becomes a hitman, who overthrows his boss, marries the woman of his dreams, and builds an empire, only to lose it all in a flash because he just went too far. I can't say enough about Al Pacino's character. He isn't just playing the character, he is Tony Montana. This is one of those roles that Pacino is known for the world over, and it's also easy to see why. The slow descent from a lowly man wanting to prove himself to the paranoid, power-mad lunatic is gradual, well-directed, and in my opinion, flawless. This movie is a prime example of the term power corrupts. You don't necessarily root for Pacino's character being a bad guy, but you do feel for him. While not my usual cup of tea, I'm glad I finally got to see Scarface all the way through. Obviously this isn't a recent release, but I'm still giving Scarface 4 little friends out of 5. Because I can. This is Justin Sharp with Local TV 4, and I'll see you in the movie line.
I want to talk to you. So what do you call yourself? Antonio Montana.
You suddenly show up here and throw money around and think you can get my respect.
I come from the gutter.
What did you kill for this, Antonio?
I got no education.
I don't like when it comes anymore.
In this country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Maybe you and Sosa know something I don't know.
Calling me a liar. Oh, give me, please. I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. You got nothing on me. You know it, I know it.
You don't even know how to be a husband.
You think you can stop me? Say hello to my little friend.
So say good night to the bad guy.